Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Look, man, secret society strikes again. Let me see if I can fix this. Okay. You know, Tony Weeks, let me tell you, his whatever legacy that he has in place, I think it's permanently tarnished now. And I'm not here to, because you got to be hard in his position. We're not in the ring, but it's got to be tough. Now, I do think that Tony Weeks is in a bad space because he keeps becoming the story of these big fights. The referee, there's a time when they need to make their presence felt and assert themselves. But when it comes to Tony Weeks, him being the story of these big time fights every few months on Saturday, right, is not a good thing. Now, for most of us who are just watching the fight, whether you have a trained eye, untrained eye, you're a casual fan, you see Tony Weeks step in, and you want to say that he's saving a fighter from himself. And that's probably the best option at the time, was for him to insert himself and stop the fight. But I gotta be honest with you. When you come to some of these high stake prize fights, I just don't think that's, with Rolly Romero's fight in Barroso, and now here with Barroso again, Virgil Ortiz and Lawson, I just don't think that was the case. And I'm trying to give this man the benefit of the doubt. But I fully believe the secret society is striking again. People think I'm like I have fun with the secret society dialogue, right? I like to have fun with it. This shit is a little bit funny, right? But don't think I'm just saying that to get someone to click on a goddamn video where I ramble on about nothing. No, there's some serious conversation rooted in this secret society narrative that I push. I mean, y'all gotta understand. I've been in positions where I know behind closed doors and behind the scenes the type of crap that goes on. And I'm not just talking about with boxing, but it happens in boxing too. If you think I'm making shit up, just go out there and Google corruption in boxing, Bob Arum, Don King, Top Rank, and look at all the articles that come up that talk about the corruption and how these promoters will touch base with referees, will pay so referees influence the outcome of a fight. They'll pay these sanctioning bodies, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, so they can have their guy ranked up high so they can go online for a title fight. I'm not making that up. That secret society shit's been going on for a long time. All right, so y'all need to do your due diligence and understand that there are key decision makers behind the scenes who can influence the outcome of a fight. They get their hands on the commission, they get their hand on sanctioning bodies, they get their hand on referees, they get their hands on judges, they get their hand on fight docs. I'm not making this crap up, but I truly believe someone got their hands on goddamn Tony Weeks. You just can't make me believe that he's out here worried about a fighter getting killed. Was he roughing the Badu Jack Marcus Brown fight, where Badu Jack's forehead was split wide open? It's like a 1/4 inch deep cut in his forehead. He let that shit go on, didn't he? Now you can say, well, the ring doctor said the fight was good. I mean, hold on now. Because that was some secret society shit there too. Because that was Mayweather's fighter. No in the world Badu Jack should have continued with that cut on his forehead. Now, I could be wrong, but I believe Tony Weeks was reffing that fight. Because I remember he had all that blood on him. So, again, it depends on what the outcome, what the secret society, the outcome they want. You get the right referee in there, they're going to make sure it goes that direction. But I do understand that they've had instances where you've had fighters get in the ring. You go all the way back to Boom Boom Mancini and the boxer Duck Koo Kim, who got killed in the ring. The referee, the guy who was reffing that fight, ended up committing suicide because he just couldn't handle the idea that it was his responsibility to protect the fighter, and he didn't. And the referee committed suicide. So trying to give the referee the benefit of the doubt is key. But I'm just not so sure Tony Weeks is running around here worried to the point to where he has to immediately jump in and stop a fight because he feels a fighter is taking unnecessary damage or they can't defend themselves. Because that shit with Ismael Barroso, he did get hit with a couple shots. He was going back. But we've seen 20 times worse. What we saw tonight with Virgil Ortiz, the Ghanaian fighter, we've seen 100 times worse. It just doesn't make any sense. But what I will tell you, sometimes the fights are stopped early, right? Because that's what I think has happened with Tony Weeks. And I think the last two outings are where we really saw him on a big stage with Rolly Romero and Barroso, and now here with Virgil Ortiz and Lawson. I just think it's hard now to go forward and give him the benefit of the doubt, man. I know that they're human. I know it's different when you're inside the ring. They see every cut. They see every headbutt. They can hear the way fighters are reacting. They hear sounds that we can't hear. Sometimes they can see in the eyes of the fighters things that we can't see. And some of the things that may seem to us as missing or grazing is totally different when you're in the ring and you're witnessing this firsthand. But what I will tell you is, I think most of these referees understand the context. They're qualified to do the job. But I also think they understand the assignment that they've been administered by the secret society as well. And Tony Weeks, I just believe Tony Weeks is picking up where Kenny Bayless left off. I'm being honest with you, because Kenny Bayless, there's a reason why Floyd Mayweather kept that man refereeing his fights and took him on all them exhibitions all around the world. There's a reason. Y'all know that, right? So let's hold our horses and not take it to the stupid. Now, going forward, I don't know what Tony Weeks is going to do. But a lot of people say he should be demoted. He should be fired. Put him back on the local circuits. Get him off the big stage. Because right now he's under heavy assault for, again, stopping a fight that even the casual fans say, they're saying, what the hell was that? And that's not good. You come in under assault, man, a little bit too often now. Okay? The stoppage was questionable. I think it was borderline outrageous. And I do think there's some corruption involved. I do, man. That's just how I feel. Is it the worst stoppage I've ever seen? Nah. Because I seen that highlight from the amateurs where the referee stopped the fight. I mean, he stopped the fight and the guy didn't even get, it was just horrible. He just stopped the fight. I know y'all seen that video, man. So there's corruption at all levels. But I do think it was a pretty bad stoppage, but not the worst that I've seen. But again, Virgil Ortiz was performing well enough to where I think Tony should have just let him go out there and finish the fight. Stop the guy in his own. Don't get involved. Take away from Virgil Ortiz's forthcoming win, because I just think it was a matter of time. Virgil, maybe he would have finished him in the first round, or with a couple of hard shots. But them Ghanaian fighters, right? Them African fighters are tough. They're durable. The first 3 rounds may not go their way, but all of a sudden you see they start picking up the pace. So I just think they did the Ghanaian fighter Lawson. I think they did him an injustice. I think Lawson would have got his feet underneath him. It could have made it more interesting. But I'm going to tell you right now, in my opinion, Virgil Ortiz didn't look great. He looked slow. He doesn't look powerful. And you could tell there was some ring rust there. But I don't think he should jump into a Tim Tszyu fight. I think he needs about three more fights to really get sharp. He needs to stay busy, stay active. and I think he can get back to his old ways. Because I just watched him on his fights today where he fought the guy from Dallas, man, who was being trained by Bomac. I'm seeing his face, man. Tall, lanky, black. Maurice Hooker. And that Virgil Ortiz was a monster, man. That wasn't the guy who showed up in the ring tonight. So it is what it is, man. But nonetheless, man, the opponent, he did have his back against the ropes, and he didn't really seem to me to be in serious danger, but he was protecting himself, and I don't know. Again, you want to give Tony Weeks the benefit of the doubt, but I still think he inexplicably stepped in. He did it with Barroso against Rolly, and now he's doing it again tonight. We'll see what the future holds for Tony Weeks. You know, the secret society protects its people. I think Tony Weeks should be back. But if he's really that worried about a fighter dying or a fighter taking, you know, kind of damage, irreversible damage, if he's going to be reacting like this, he needs to stop reffing right now, because he's messing with the livelihoods of these guys. And don't get me wrong. You can say, okay, Lawson lives to fight another day. You know what? You're right. We can look at it from an optimistic viewpoint. However, I like to base my viewpoints more from reality. And the reality of the situation is Tony Weeks has dropped the ball twice, in my opinion. At least let the man stumble. Let the man take a knee. Let the man get hit and his knees buckle, like something. There was none of that in the stoppage tonight. None of that. Anyway, man, and the Ghanaian fighter, he had that Joshua Clottey defense. Elbows in, high guard, and he was protecting himself. It's not uncommon to see a lot of those African fighters with that type of defense. All the shots are pretty much landing on the forearm, on the shoulder, on the gloves. A couple may kind of get in there a little bit, but I just think that was a bad call. That being said, Secret Society strikes again. Y'all better stop thinking I'm joking about that. Y'all saw with your own two eyes what the Secret Society can do when they get their paws on a referee, someone part of the commission, on a judge, on a doctor, on a sanctioning body, on a promoter, on a fighter. Y'all keep cool, all 7 continents in the breeze.